Here's a quick tutorial of what to do when you first plug in your VSee box. You'll see this. Make sure your remote has batteries in it. Turn it on and it'll run a startup. And it's going to tell you to pair your remote. So what you're going to do, it's going to tell you to hit OK and volume down to pair it, which I'm going to do with one hand somehow. Looks like it paired okay. So then it's just going to run you through a startup. So obviously English. This you can just hit next. You can set this up auto if you want. I set mine up to Denver time. Then you'll get the disclaimer. Always hit agree. Then you're going to go through, and this is where you enter your Wi-Fi. So you just, and then, yeah, enter your password. Make sure it's the correct password, and I'll show you what's next. Once you enter your password, it will connect successfully. If it won't connect, that means your password's wrong. Make sure you understand where your password is and what the password is on your router. Then it'll run through and load up everything. You'll see all these apps that it's going to go through and load. Once your box is installed and you're hooked up to the internet and everything's updated, this is what your home screen will look like. You have apps up top, apps down below, and then your settings. The only apps you want to use are these colorful ones right here. There's 6 of them. Heat, apps, live apps, video on demand, and a backup. You do not need to use anything up top here. You do not need to sign into Netflix. You don't need to do anything like that. You can use YouTube if you choose, but everything you want to use for your live TV is in all these apps. Now, the first 3 are going to be live television. And you're going to have 2 VOD, which is video on demand channels, and then a backup. So once you're all loaded up and ready to go, you can use the arrow button to navigate around, and then OK button to select. It'll load up. It takes a minute the first time, and then you'll see, boom. It's going to say, ask you this. I don't allow. It might ask you a couple times. Now, first thing I like to do, I like to use the OK button to bring up list of stations. So, for example, here's all your local channels. All the information will populate once the box is up and running. So let's go to sports and turn on ESPN. Once you select it, the channel will load up and switch. Like I said at first, everything's a little bit slow because the whole box is starting. Again, I used OK to bring up a side menu. And then you can go through sports, national, everything. This has everything, like every channel you can imagine. CNN, BBC, Discovery, Disney, Fox, everything you want. All the HBO channels, shows you everything that's going on. We can switch to wherever we want. And there's also on the remote EPG, it's called Electronic Program Guide. So bring it up. You can use this like a guide like you would on any cable box or DirecTV or whatever. The back button will get you out of there. I prefer to use OK and scroll around and find what I like. For example, let's go to, Los Angeles ABC. Turn on the draft. Oh, perfect. The Bills are on the clock. Go Bills. I like to get, okay, you can go to, we can go to Buffalo and see what's going on in Buffalo news. So here's Buffalo. Boom, we'll turn on the same thing but in the Buffalo channel. Yeah. All right, now that I've shown you how some of this stuff works, let's say you want to watch a game. The quickest way to get any game is to come up here. Here's MLB. It'll show you every game that's on, and it gives you options of where to watch it. So let's see, 10:05, the Sox game's on. Boom. And then it'll give you a choice, like what channel do you want to watch it on. I'll just turn it on the MLB, and boom. You can also go over to the side menu by hitting OK again. You can hit OK, go to the side, and you can scroll through this way and find sports or find MLB channels or NHL or whatever you want. Again, I prefer to go to the top menu and scroll through this way and find games. Here's all the games that are on when they come on. If you want to watch a game, if it's not on yet, it'll just say game hasn't started. But yeah, mostly you use the OK button. You use the back button to get out. EPG will bring up your electronic program guide. And that's basically all you use. Now, if you want to go back to the main screen, go to home, and you'll see you have all these other apps, more live TV. So let's go to this live. It'll take a second to load up. Again, don't allow. It might ask you that a couple times before it resets. Now, what you can do, see, it takes a second to populate because it's brand new. But once it's going, you know, it's just another live app with everything you want, just slightly different setup. So now, say you want to watch Netflix or Disney Plus or Apple Plus or anything. There's 2 video on demand channels. This is where all your streaming is going to be. So we'll go in here. Okay, once your video on demand's loaded up, you can pick movies, TV series, whatever. Let's say we want to watch TV series. We'll go into here. So here's what you have. Your side menu, Amazon, Netflix, Peacock, Paramount Plus, Hulu, Apple TV Plus. So, I don't know, people like a lot of stuff on Paramount. Let's see what we got on here. You got everything you could imagine on here. And if you can't find it, you can simply search it. Like, you can go up to the search bar up here. I personally like to use the multicolor buttons and speak it. So I'll go, always allow this to use it while using the app. Landman. And boom, it'll bring up Landman and Paramount Plus. Go wherever you want. Pick whatever episode you want. Then it'll just simply load up. And you can use the arrows to like fast forward wherever you want.
Let's do it.
It's that simple. To get out of here, you just double click out. Use the back arrow. And then same thing for movies. Go here. You got all your movies on Amazon, Cinemax, HBO, Netflix, Peacock, Apple TV Plus. You can scroll. You can look through what's there, or you can search like I did earlier. Let's go to F1. Simply play it. And I just fast forward so you can see it. There you go. That easy. Now you want to go back to the home screen, use the home button. That's that video on demand. There's another video on demand that is set up slightly differently. Go in there. It'll take a second to load up because new box. Heat VOD is loaded up. Slightly set different interface. You can go in here and now you can look by newest and action and adventure, all that kind of stuff. So I find you can either scroll around, see what you like. But again, if you know what you want to watch, the best thing I like to do is search. So let's see. I'm going to search. I'll allow it. Top Gun. Boom, there's your Top Gun movies. Let's load up Maverick. You play it. Scroll around. Yeah, and then there's your Top Gun. Now, what you can do when you're in here, if you want the subtitles, you hit menu. You can go over here, bring up your subtitles, whatever you want. Let's, obviously English for us. And then you'll have your subtitles on. Also in this menu, you can change the server if it's being glitchy or weird for whatever reason. Go to a different server if you're having any problems. And just helps you have a little bit more control of everything. Yeah, and that's basically how you use the apps.